Now, the reasons why the Igbos dominated the government then in the First Republic was because of the British practice meritocracy, by merit. Fact check me. By merit. You don't go into government because you know somebody or your brother is in government. You get into government because you have the capacity, you have the competence. That is why we had so much Igbos in the government then. Because an Igbo man naturally will show competence, skill, and capacity. The more reason why I supported the P2B over every other candidate, because I saw the capacity in P2B. I saw the integrity. In fact, an Igbo man looks at integrity much more than any other character traits. If an Igbo man can trust you, if you prove that you have integrity and you are tested, you have integrity, an Igbo man will support you 100%, even with their lives. You see, in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the integrity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is making Igbos foolishly following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Honesty, integrity, reputation. These are the three things that will make an Igbo man follow you as a leader, whoever you are. Which other leader aside P2B has shown integrity, reputation? EFCC. Almost all the politicians in Nigeria, their names are with EFCC, but this P2B, this man P2B, has no case with the EFCC. Rumors flying around, people trying to paint his name, the media trying to paint his name, the controlled media trying to paint his name. So then the Igbos dominated the government, and because of that domination, jealousy crept in. Many people became jealous of the Igbos. The Igbos became demigods. Their high-handedness triggered the Northerners and some Southwesterners. Now, when Kaduna and Zogu struck with both Yoruba and Hausa officers, they took that opportunity to kill civilians. Remember, the people that carried out that coup were military officers. They couldn't go after them, but they were focused on killing civilians, especially top men in the government. In some of them in the army, they targeted the Igbos because there was this notion that the Igbos have become high-handed in power and wanted to take over everything. Everything boils to the fact that they were jealous of the Igbos and there was hatred for the Igbos. That has not stopped till now. Now, I want to admonish our brothers. Let's move away from go on. Let's not dwell on the past. The past, we know what happened in the past. We have sent a message to P2B and the likes where we stand. We know where we are going. Let's build the Southeast. We don't want to hear anybody, if you're a big man, an influencer, or you're a billionaire in Igbo land. We see you on social media. You are coming to spray money, coming to tell us that you have money. To hell with your money if you are not impacting your community. The soul of the Igbo nation is under threat. We need to repair the damage that has been done to us since 1970. 1966 to 1970. So many damage, both politically, economically, and physically, has been done to the Igbo people. Look at the number of soldiers that are in the Southeast as if it is a war zone. Look at the number of checkpoints in the Southeast as if it is a war zone. Look at the maltreatment Southeasterners are getting from the police, the army, as if it is a war zone. The federal government knows about the insecurity. According to Abacha, if insecurity lasts more than 24 hours, the government knows about it. But yet, who am I? What do I know about what is happening in the Southeast? Every Igbo man should come together. Since the elders are not speaking, we have elders that are efulefus in Igbo land. They are just elders for title's sake, elders for elder's sake. No sense of direction. You cannot pilot the affairs of the Southeast. We don't have where we are going to as a region. Where are we heading to? December, Christmas time, you see some people go home. and start posting videos and pictures of the houses and start doing all sort of rubbish. Our youths just go on the street, start doing rubbish, something that does not add to the Igbo cause. The West have a plan, have a political plan, have an economic plan. What is the economic plan of the East? What is the political plan of the East? So far as I'm concerned, we don't have political leaders in the East. The young ones should start rising. If you're a content creator, if you are a student, if you are a young engineer, a young doctor, a young entrepreneur in the Southeast, let's find a way to connect and see how we can build the Southeastern region. We don't really need the input of the federal government, because we will not beg the federal government to invest, to develop the Southeast. You got a lot of oil from the Southeast, revenue from the Southeast. Yes, yet you are starving the Southeast of this development. We have capable hands. We have ingenious Igbo men and women all over the world. I know some content creators on TikTok, Facebook, and other social media platforms that is promoting the Igbo language, that is promoting the Igbo cause, that is telling our stories. We don't have elders that are supposed to do these things for us. I don't understand the kind of leaders we have in Igbo land. But I'm speaking to the young people. We need your support. Let's form an economic plan for Igbos. We need your ideas. How can we move the Southeast forward? Forget about Gowon. Forget about whoever, Buhari and whoever. Forget about the Fulani. We know how we will resist their influence in the Southeast. Like the IDP camps, we know how we vehemently sent a message to these guys that we don't want IDP camps in the Southeast. If you cannot bring development, we don't need IDP camps in the Southeast. Sponsor a child today in a skill in the Southeastern region. If you are abroad, find ways whereby you can attract foreign investors into the Southeast. If you have influence with the government, find ways of developing your small community. There are skills that need to be acquired in this century. There are positions of government that need to be occupied in this century in the Southeast. There are lobbyings. There are places you can if you have the strength, if you have the connection to lobby for these opportunities for Southeasterners, start doing it now until we come to a consensus. Some of us will try and send messages to some governments, state houses that will listen to us, how we can start building the Southeast from ground up. We should not wait for the government. We should not wait for anybody coming to our aid. We are the ones that should take destinies in our hands. Let us take responsibility now so that when we start speaking, there will be respect. Our elders are not taking responsibility. In fact, Nigerian elders destroyed the destiny of their youth, and their youths are looking at them. Some people will tell you that, don't you have respect for elders? There is no respect for an elder that does not take responsibility, that is not responsible. No single respect for any elder that is not taking responsibility for the growth of the youth. We have elders that are idle, destroying the destinies of their children and unborn children and the children of others. And you're telling me to respect. Forget about Gowon. Forget about what happened during the war. We know where we come from. Nobody is going to change the history. I said I was going to do a history, a series. I'm doing research, a series on some of the things that happened during the war and after the war, before independence and after independence. I'm going to highlight some of the ingenuity of the Igbo man and the power that we can use to negotiate for development in the Southeast. Igbos had scientists. Igbos had top men. Igbos had demigods. Gods. When I say gods, these are beings. Let me repeat myself again. Any Igbo man you see that is well read, that is exposed, that is traveled, that Igbo man is a demigod. There's no other person that can be compared to that Igbo man, compared to his peers. I used an example. The First Republic, the British practiced meritocracy, and it was the Igbos that occupied almost everywhere. Before this indigenization people and the Tiwan people came and they took over Nigeria, and look at where Nigeria is today. APC presidents, we don't know whether they went to school or not. It is very hard for us to verify. Very, very hard for us to verify. Look at 92% people shortage. People can no more afford petrol. The demand for petrol has dropped from 100% demand. We are having 8%. People cannot look at how the Southwest and the North have taken the country to another level. The Igbo man is not involved in the progress of this country. Why would he go forward? Why would he move forward? After these people, after the war and everything they took over, what they have succeeded in doing is to plunge Nigeria into more and more and more debt. Tinubu supported the Buhari. He wanted to support Buhari so that he can, through the back door, get to the presidency. He knew that Buhari was not capable, but they played that propaganda. They played that politics on their people, because the Igbos already knew. They never voted for Buhari. They never voted for anything that concerns him. They already knew that this guy was a failure. But they pushed the agenda, and pushing the agenda, look at where they have brought Nigeria today. If we wait for these people, we will be dragged back. We know that Simon Ekpa and the rest and other people are doing their own thing about restoring Biafra. I'm more of building bridges, international, multinational bridges. Build those bridges that are strong. Internationally, with the United Nations, the World Bank, and other countries, let them know that there was a country called Biafra. Then why those that are home should start investing, divesting their funds, moving some funds into the Southeast, get involved, massive agriculture, massively, invest massively in agriculture. Don't go home and start spraying money. Don't go and you build house, you come and start bragging. I won't do blah blah blah. No, you don't have anything. Your money is for your pocket. If your wealth, if what you have does not benefit your culture, your society, it doesn't mean it has. I was pissed off last Christmas. People went because of, I don't know who is doing any challenge. Igbos have money. Let me tell you, we have Yorubas that have money. We have Yorubas. They are not making noise. I told you I was born in the Southwest and I grew up in the Southwest. Spent almost 30 years in the Southwest. I said there are some people that have money. They don't open their mouth. So don't go to your village and start showing. And you buy a car, you buy Lexus, I don't know. Start showing your village. Invest in the well-being of the people in your community, in your society. That is when we know that you are an Odogu. Buying a car does not make you an Odogu. That your car is used for cab in other countries. That your house, some people abandon those houses. That your house as big as whatever. Look at Ifeanyi with all the wealth. He died a miserable person. His people rejected him. He became an enemy of his people with all the monies. What is the essence of you having those monies and you're not investing in the Southeast? You're not investing in the well-being of your people. Make sure that nobody is not educated. Make sure that you help teachers get more education, skill, and every Lagos State added some skill sets to primary and secondary schools. What happens in China and other countries? Lagos State added some skill sets. And it's very important for us to realize that we are no more in the area whereby we are just blabbing and making out that we have this or that. No. No and no. I will drag any politician, any billionaire, that comes and starts spraying money and you say Odogu, stupid Odogu. Are you more Odogu than Ifeanyi Oba? P2B, what he's doing, donating money to different institutions in Igbo land and other places. Are you more billionaire than him? I don't blame the Cubana of this world. I don't blame them, because all those ones, they are money misroad. They don't understand what it means to engineer a society. If there's insecurity in the land, it is we, the people in the Southeast, that will come out and deal with this insecurity, join our hands with one voice against these tyrannical leaders. Let our youths be awakened to the reality. One of the things I'm doing is that I'm the consciousness, I want to awaken the consciousness of our young people, because the future belongs to them. They are the ones that will cause this change that we need now. Not these old people. They are on their way out. I don't understand. Somebody is 80 years and is planning the future, is planning the future of the young people. You are 80 years, you have less than 10 or 15 years to live, and you are the one planning for my future. We need young people to start taking up responsibilities wherever you are. Lend your voice to this thing called Biafra, this project. This is a project, this is our baby. It is going to be the rising sun. It's going to be the light that will come upon Africa, and I believe it so. Forget the APC, forget any other person that is going to denigrate you. It is your call to make. I'll be talking about Nigerian politics also, so that we can understand where we are getting out from and where we are going to, so that we will not make the same mistakes that we made and we are making today. Look at what's happening in Nigeria today. Look at, nobody understands. It's like a spell is cast upon everybody. Nobody knows where to go, no direction, no nothing. Things are just happening. And Nigeria thinks that the country will move forward with this kind of injustice they are carrying on their head. You cannot carry injustice on your head and you move forward. You must show workings. So no Igbo man is expected to go to the village and start showing your convoy, showing whatever you are showing. That's stupidity. They don't build societies like that. Make concerted efforts. Make sure that the school in your community lobby, canvas for other people, well-to-do people in your community. Fix the schools and make sure the children are having good and quality education. Good and quality. They have books. They have an ICT lab. They have access to some skill sets. They can become engineers. They can become whatever have you. They can have a lot to. Look, when you go to the Southeast, most people are just into fraud. I don't understand. Fraud, and that does not add to the society. That does not contribute to the society. Yahoo boys or girls or whatever don't contribute to society. They are just a nuisance to society. If they contribute to the society, why is it that Nigeria is still like this? With all the monies they are collecting from abroad and whatever, all this scam they are doing, why is it that Nigeria is like this? If we have people and leaders that can chart a new course for the Southeast, that's what we want. Leave Gowon and the rest. Let them continue in their folly until they get to the grave. Leave Uzodinma and the rest. We know where to hit them when they want to stand in our way. Since the government doesn't want to focus on the Southeast, since the government doesn't want to get involved in progress of the Southeast, let us first. Charity begins at home. Take responsibility. Obi Kubana, chief priest, all of you. It's not that you are doing your mother's burial, you kill 50 cow. 50 cow. How does it contribute to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How does it contribute to stabilizing? You people are closer to the government. How does it contribute? How does it contribute? I'm awakening the consciousness of our Igbo people, and I'm going to do that until we all come to our senses and know that now or never we need to fight, stand on our feet and fight, because we are seeing so many efulefus as leaders in the Southeast. Not just one person that is enough to use his brain. Not just one person. Nobody is thinking about the future of an average Southeasterner. See, forget the government. Forget the federal government. Forget. These people, they don't even want you to even breathe. if because that your oil, that concentration, if they know that the South will remain with Nigeria, they will have allowed the Southeast to go. They are also afraid that if the Southeast go, the South might want to go and not stay with them. Because of the oil, Gowon insisted on fighting Biafra because of the oil. And because of that oil, the British, the UK, the US don't want to leave Nigeria. They want to keep, they have vowed not to leave because of the mineral and natural resources in Nigeria. That is why. If not, they will have allowed Biafra to go. He will not have been in this position. But the Igbo man does not need the oil to develop himself. So I'm telling you, big man, if I see you, big man, on social media, I will call you out. We studied journalism, mass comm. We know how we will call you out. You think we cannot do so? We know how we will fish you and call you out and lambast you and rubbish you. Don't come and be doing us all those rubbish on what we need now. We are at a critical stage. We need to fight for the soul of the Southeasterners. Let us take our destinies into our hands. For P2B, he is still our brother. We cannot throw away the baby and the bath water. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. He's still our brother. He can make mistakes, but he needs to come back to his senses. We understand how the Nigerian government works. They want to push you to the wall. They know that they will tell you, if you want to become president, you need to do that. You need to denounce this, denounce that. We know what it is. And we know the pressure on these guys. We are not going to back off from P2B. He's still our brother. But yet, still, let's continue investing and building the Southeast.